I don't want to say I'm obsessed with flying my drone. Okay, I'm totally lying. I'm totally obsessed with flying my drone. And in 2019, I tried to fly as much as possible. Any chance I had, or reason I could find, I was out there flying my drone. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite drone videos of 2019. Now, in no particular order, we'll start with Croton-on-the-Hudson in upstate New York. You know, if I were doing a top 10 scariest shots, this would be on the top of the list. Every time I fly my drone, it's like literally like putting $1,000 in the sky. The other reason it can be nerve-wracking is there are no sensors on the side, so when I'm flying left or right and it's out of my line of sight, I'm like literally flying blind. It took me a couple of tries to get this shot, but when I finally nailed it, I was like pumped up. That's what makes flying a drone so exciting. And the other part that makes it exciting is landing. As crazy as it sounds, it's like I did not lose $1,000 and I did not crash and nothing crazy happened. So that is another reason why it is exhilarating flying a drone. For this next shot, I'm taking you to the Boogie Down Bronx in New York City. Now, in my lifetime, I've easily taken over 200,000 photos of New York City graffiti, and I'm super passionate about the culture. Now, at one time, I had the #1 New York City graffiti blog, but I've been so busy with other things in life that I haven't had time to bring it back. Now, if my nephew Justin, I'm shouting you out, can stop being lazy, he'll bring it back in 2020. But with all that being said, having a drone now has opened up possibilities, as now I have access to places that, you know, I can't get with my 2 feet unless I'm like Spider-Man and I climb up. But anyway, check out this shot, and it's just super cool. I love the way how the trains go down, and I was at the right place at the right time. Over the summer, while babysitting my nephews, we decided to shoot a music video. We needed some B-roll, some extra footage, so I decided to take Diego to this giant Shepard Fairey mural located in Jersey City. With this next shot, I'm taking you to the island of Puerto Rico. Now, while we're on the subject of graffiti, the street art scene there is simply amazing, and while I was out and about capturing footage, my buddy Ray came over to me and said there was a mural that I simply had to see. He showed it to me on the phone, and I'm like, it just blew my mind. Now, I don't want to get into the specifics of why this wall is meaningful. I'll just say that most of what we're told in this world is simply not true. Plus, the other reason this particular shot made it onto my list is that it was next to my second favorite mural that Ray and I saw while we were in Puerto Rico, and I was able to capture both murals into one continuous shot. Now, speaking of one shot in Puerto Rico, my trip to Puerto Rico was freaking amazing, and it's gonna take me a while to edit the videos, as I have probably 7 different videos I can create. But if I had to choose one video clip from the trip to share with you guys today, I'd have to say it was this one clip from El Cuervo de Indio in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Now, that was a mouthful. Now, this shot is super meaningful to me, as this was literally one of the best days of my life. Perhaps the top 20, not in the top 5 or 10, but you know, it's up there. And best of all, I got to share it with a friend I seldom get to see. Now, one of the coolest shots I captured in 2019 was this one taken at the chapel over at the Gardens at Gethsemane in Boston. Now, truth be told, this clip is being played in reverse, as sometimes it's easier to fly a drone backwards and then make it look like it was flown forwards. If you had to guess where this boat is located, I bet you never guessed New York City. Just outside the borough of Staten Island is actually a boat graveyard. Ideally, it would have been better to get this shot during low tide, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so in 2020, I'm gonna spend the over $20 it takes in tolls to get to Staten Island during low tide to get this shot. This next shot was taken in Rochester, New York, and part of the secret sauce for capturing compelling footage is shooting things that are out of the ordinary. And for me, a waterfall in a downtown area is out of the ordinary, and when I swung the drone around, there was a brewery and there was all these cool pipes, and I don't know, it just looked different and cool, and I guess you could tell me if you think it's cool. This past autumn season, I did my best to get out there as much as possible to capture photos and videos of foliage. Now, when I was taking this shot, luckily, I was rolling while a flock of birds was flying by, and I was just like super excited when I got this shot, as it almost looks fake. As much as it's awesome to film birds flying, it's also nerve-wracking, as it's another thing to worry about, as potentially the bird can attack your drone or you can injure a bird, and I don't want to hurt any animals. So far, I've been lucky, and they usually just stay away, but hopefully I just didn't jinx myself for 2020. Many photographers will tell you that you should always carry your camera with you, as you never know what you could stumble upon. And in this particular morning, I'm glad I did have my drone, as I stumbled upon this park in Summit, New Jersey, and the trees were in peak foliage, and wow, I mean, it was like, I'm just glad I was there with my drone to capture this amazing shot and be able to share it with you guys. Now, as I mentioned earlier, having a drone will give you a perspective you simply can't get unless you're in an airplane or a helicopter. There's a park in Verona, New Jersey that I'm always walking my doggies, and I said, all right, when there's peak foliage, I'm gonna come back and capture the park. And surprisingly, my favorite shot was just outside of the park of the Montclair Country Club, and the landscaping there is simply amazing. And I don't know what these trees and these shrubberies are called, as I'm a city slicker, but I don't know. This was my amazing shot. Oh, and there's actually birds, again, in this clip, so check it out. In the immortal words of Steve Jobs, one last thing. For my final clip, over the summer I helped my brother-in-law move from Boston to South Carolina. It's their first home, and being the uncle that I am, you know I had to document this journey. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I have several shots on my list to get for 2020, so wherever you're watching this video, be sure to come back again, as you can bet I'll be out there in 2020. And if you're ever in the need of a drone pilot, you now know who to call. That's it for now. Mikey Colon here, and please visit colonphoto.com, as I promise you it will be the coolest thing you see today. Yeximesh. Dziękuję.